It's time for Gardening Inside Out, a live show offering you plant advice for any space in your life. Introducing your perennial hosts, David Bates and Josh Carey.
Hey, welcome in, everybody. It's Saturday morning. It's time for Gardening Inside Out, coming to you alive here from Bates Hollow and Bates Nursery and Garden Center and the Green Room Studios. It's a hive of activity at the nursery, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you, the auxiliary employee parking lot, they were having direct traffic because they're all getting ready for you. I mean, come out and see them today.
It is quite a production that we put together here, and it takes quite a coordinated effort.
Yes.
Particularly at this time of year, because this is the kind of the crest of the wave of springtime business, as it were.
The apogee, as it were.
The pinnacle.
The pinnacle, I see.
It's all a matter of...
all the Easter eggs are hidden. The bunny traps are all set up.
Don't be putting things out there that we can't back up, because we have done no such thing.
I wouldn't say in here.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't say it about here.
I think our friends down the street have got it going on, though. So anyway,
Cedarwood across the street.
Cedarwood, yes, and great folks over there. So when you come out here, and I think is that tomorrow afternoon? It should be.
I thought that might have been Sunday, but I'll double check.
Tomorrow afternoon is Sunday. Okay.
Oh, that's right. I'm a day behind.
Well,
then that is right.
For those who live in our world, it's kind of normal to be confused about what day it is, because it's springtime. And let's just get into it.
Okay.
According to this, it's Saturday, February the 19th. And
that's good to know.
Yes, and we're going to have partly cloudy conditions, 86 degrees. There's and we'll get to it here in a minute, there's out to the west, there's quite a lot of rain. We're really not going to see very much of that. I hate it for them, but not so much for us, because we're way up on the year, as are they, unfortunately, and I don't wish it on anybody, but it's not going to be for us. It doesn't appear. Today, 86, 64. Tomorrow, 87, 69. Mostly cloudy tomorrow, and late afternoon showers. And on Monday could be some thunder showers, as that front, the edges of it, finally make it over our direction. Maybe a third of an inch of rain on Monday. Tuesday, 81, 57 as that gets out of here. 82, 61 on Wednesday, and partly cloudy conditions. And we do get a chance of rain, moves back in by the latter part of next week. Doesn't really mean that much, because it's a week away.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's oftentimes it's statistical information. We're going to look at the. I think I closed. This is the one I want to go to.
Okay.
There's our. I've changed up my browsers here. Here's the NOAA weather radar, and you see all that precipitation out to our west. And it's almost training. I mean, it's just kind of sitting there going over and over in the same spot. So hate that for them, because we have been there and seen what that happens. Here in our little world, we've had 7 inches of rain for the month. I mean, so that's why I'm kind of happy that we're not getting any more of this, or not any more than we are getting. And almost 26 inches for the year. Our average annual amount is 39 inches. So, we're way on towards our annual total of rainfall. So, it's approaching 70 degrees here at live from the Green Room.
Feels
at
good.
Bates Nursery and Garden Center. And Tyler, are we going to make that little segue into our next little thing we're talking about here?
That's right.
Are we on the same page? All right. And coming up today out at Warner Parks, the Chestnut Group is featured. And the Chestnut Group, for those of you who don't know, is a plein air painting group, of which my wife is a member. Matter of fact, here is a piece of her artwork right
gorgeous.
there.
Absolutely
shrouded
beautiful.
in mist. And there are a great many fine artists as a part of the Chestnut Group. So I encourage you to go out to the Nature Center. Caught me scratching my nose.
Okay.
Quick on the trigger.
okay.
Sorry, David.
I was trying to get that in while we were on the other screen. anyway, I encourage you to go out there and see all the fine artwork from all the great artists, including Renee.
Yes.
Because she's
good.
There's a lot of wonderful artists. So go check that out if you got some time. That goes on from 9, I think, until 4. Until 5, excuse me, through today, and then Sunday, noon until 4. So.
And you should see this plein air technique too, folks. I mean, it's really, really cool. You just got to go out and get up there and get close to them. And
so anyway, I don't know that anyone will be painting on site.
No. But you will see that how they
there's the evidence in the work of art.
So anyway, go check that out at the Warner Nature Center. Going on this weekend.
Yep.
And without further ado, and I don't know how much further ado can go, but we'll just go ahead and segue right over into our cohorts here in Gardening Crime. Caroline Gant and Austin Lowen, welcome, guys.
Co-conspirators, as it were.
Yes, it is. With the files on that co-conspiracy have not been released yet, but anyway, so
they're redacted when they do.
Glad to see you guys this morning. Actually, if I'm looking right at you, I can't see you because the Nepeta is right in between. But that's all good. It appears that I can see you from the view of the camera. Welcome.
Good morning.
I'm glad to see you. Here. Glad to see you both here today, as with everyone else here, because yesterday was Good Friday. And it's that 1 week a year where we have 2 Saturdays in a row. And those of you who have been out here on Saturdays know it is in the springtime. It's
busy.
It's busy, yes. And yesterday was busy, and we expect it to be busy today.
Busy is an understatement. Let's be honest. Busy is an understatement for yesterday.
Yes, it was. And if it had only been customers, it would still have been busy. But we had how many trucks, Austin?
8.
8.
So count them.
8 semis.
How many before 9:30, Austin?
6 before 9:30.
Oh,
I counted
my
them.
gosh.
It's so talk about teamwork and a concerted effort and trying to get everyone and keep everyone pulling in the same direction. You know, we just unload the trucks and we receive them, and people are picking them up, and that's what it's here for.
Yes.
But it's we don't get a chance to get things in orderly fashion when on a day like yesterday, simply because it is a light is being adjusted over here, so it's interesting.
Tyler,
wow,
are you interrogating me?
That was bright for a second. I was hoping it would
There
stay
are
on you like that, like a
lights.
spotlight.
Well, he just
obvious.
needed to adjust the that light and get it over there on the dappled willow, as it were. So which does deserve to be accentuated because they are pretty awesome this time of year.
Yeah, I don't mean to distract. We're just saw that there was a discrepancy, so continue.
Okay. All right. So anyway, without further ado, Caroline, Austin, welcome in, guys.
Good morning.
Glad to see you both here today, and still appear to be in one piece each.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
made
know.
it through yesterday. He's not okay.
I'm not okay.
I'm doing just fine.
I barely made it, but I'm here. I'm glad
You
to be
are here.
Yes.
You woke up. You got here on time.
Ready
you
for
look great.
another one. Ready for another one. It's going to be wild today.
It is. I'm excited. You love wild days.
You're right. I do love the people.
You know, strangely enough, when it's cloudy, it does temper it a little bit. Now, there's no mention of rain in the forecast at all, but there's a certain percentage of people who will look outside and they'll go, "Oh, it's cloudy."
Oh.
Yeah.
They go, "Oh, I can't go out there," even though it's all undercover in the annuals and all. Anyway, it's kind of I watched a program this morning about how much weather affects just shopping. Even if you're going to a grocery store on days when it's raining, it affects their business like 30%. And most grocery stores are indoors.
Yes.
So So people are susceptible to the whims of weather, and I think it has more to do with the whims of individuals than the weather. The weather's going to do what it's going to do. So we just have to show up and be ready for whatever happens, and that's why we are here today. Because I suspect there are questions that people have along the way. Do y'all have anything that you wanted to put it out there before we get into all that?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I mean, people have questions. There's constant people out
Your
here.
brain
yesterday.
is kind of broken.
A little bit. It was wild yesterday, but we're ready to go. Let's just get into
Let's
it.
dive in. We got a lot of rose questions.
Oh.
It's rose season, y'all. So let's start with those. What is a good climbing rose for a full sunspot on a new metal carport?
Well, any rose is good for a full sunspot.
For a fun sunspot.
A fun sunspot.
Fun in the sun.
Every rose really needs like 6+ hours of sun every day to really like be a performer. Okay. When it comes to climbers, there's a number of them. I mean, our best seller is probably still New Dawn, which is an excellent performing rose. It's soft pink. It's fantastic. We also have some Sally Holmes roses right now, which is a really nice climber. But y'all, there's Joseph's Coat, which is a multitude of colors on the same flower.
I've got
Y'all,
that one.
We've got a lot of climbers right now, and any one of them can do fine in the full sun. It kind of depends on what color you like.
Yes.
And we've got them.
In fact, they must have full sun to
Yes.
really do well. I mean, they're not. I mean, they might live in some shade, but you won't get many flowers if they're not in full sun.
Yeah.
Now,
That's
on
the
these
key.
trellis, be careful, folks. Now, the roses aren't going to tear them down. But remember, they're going to grow up, so you have to be able to get up to the top. So get a step ladder when you...
Well, there are many trellises you see out in the marketplace that are clearly not designed for there to be any growth beyond, the limitations of now.
But you get up to the top, and then you get over over the roof of the thing. So you just be careful.
Yeah, well, you need to be prepared that whatever you're planting on there, be it roses or otherwise, it will grow beyond it.
And into the carport.
Right, to
Yes.
wherever
Got to
that
get
is.
up there. This guy's great at ladders. I've seen you climb so many ladders here. But hey, this does bring us to our next
Yes.
question. Can climbing roses tolerate any shade? There is a little bit of sun. We kind of answered it, but is there one in particular?
There's one they say has like more shade potential, and I think that Zephyrin Druin is the name of it.
Shade potential.
Shade potential.
I know exactly
Yeah.
what does that mean. Like,
know.
in a world where the atmosphere becomes covered due to an asteroid having struck, and that it has that one rose might still flower.
Maybe.
Yeah, it might. But honestly, y'all, no, we don't really want many roses in shade. Are there plenty of other vines that can climb a trellis and be good in the shade? Yes, certainly. Is roses one of those? Not really. Like, let's be honest. They want 6+ hours a day. Okay? Let's give them that.
They do need that. Well, okay.
Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
Hey, we are bound to the truth here.
That's right.
The horticultural
Honor
God-
code? Yeah.
Well, there is
The creed, as it were.
Yes, we're bound by it. So.
Yeah, we're going to give you the truth on this show.
Yes.
All right, 4 out of 10 of my bare root roses look dead. The other are about to bloom. What gives?
Well,
The
things
first
happen. 4 out of 10 is not horrible.
Sounds like
I
they
mean,
might be dead.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially
if
on
they're
a
not
bare
up
root,
yet, if they're not up yet, y'all, they're probably not doing it. I mean, honestly, that kind of goes with like most things, this time of year. I had a guest the other day that showed me a red bud that was not flowering or leafing, and I'm like, well, at this point, it's probably not going to,
Yeah.
and it's part of it.
I think it's worth talking for just a moment about using bare root plants, because and it's not confined to just roses. Bare root plants are a little more challenging, and timing is so much more critical at every stage from the time it's pulled out of the ground and bare rooted and the roots are wrapped in a whatever package or shipping container they're put in, and time they get to you and you unwrap it and get it home. By the time you get it in the ground, get it watered, at no time.
Don't go to the bathroom.
Do not allow those roots to get dry, ever. At no time. I mean, even just a few minutes of dryness
Like I said.
will impact them.
Yes.
So you need to be mindful of what's the weather condition. Is the sun out? Is the wind blowing? I mean, there are all kinds of things. And I'm not saying don't use bare-rooted plants, but those are the pitfalls that many people experience in using those, because they don't realize that a couple of minutes in the wrong situation can make a real difference. So, and I don't know, what the circumstances surrounded these 6 roses were. Is that what it was? 10 roses.
10.
I suspect it's somehow related to that. So, you need to, if you check back with whom you purchased them from, and there may be some kind of recompense, but I don't know that.
Well, at least you got some, though. It sounds like you have a lot.
Right.
To be honest.
Some of them woke up.
Yeah, and we don't sell bare root roses, so I can't speak to that for us because we understand that, there are, now I've grown a lot from bare root.
I've grown a few.
But, and we used to back in the day when I looked a lot younger, we used to do maybe 7,000 or 8,000 a year. And we didn't lose any, but you have to understand what's going on and how quickly they need to be handled and watered, and all of those things occur. We have very minimal loss, and then they're rooted out into soil in a container, and then you just take them home and plant them. So from that, but it's not really difficult, Josh, to grow a 10,000 of something. It's just hard to grow maybe
10.
Yeah, 10. That can be tough.
It can be tricky.
Yeah, it is the tree giveaways that are going to be coming up here. I mean, that's really important when you start thinking about those because you don't know where the care was from the grower to the distribution site to your yard.
And the operative word is giveaway, so you're probably not paying anything for them, but you do have time involved with it. And you want them to be successful. But there is the law of averages is working against you on those, simply because you don't know the trail of how it was handled throughout the entire process.
Hey, Diane chimed in and said, I found out that planting any kind of bare root plants, you need to put them in a planter for a while, let them get a good root base before you put them in the ground. That works better for me. Do you suggest that?
I would.
Yeah, that sounds like a great way to go for it.
I mean, it's a little bit easier to control like the water if you put it in a pot.
Yeah.
Like you have to make sure you stay on it and they stay moist. But like sometimes bare root things going right in the ground, it's harder to get the water where you want it. So putting them in a pot and let them root out there, yes. I mean, I'm totally with that.
Yeah, you can control it a
Not to
little
mention
bit.
string trimmer damage.
Yeah.
That's right, Tyler.
And mowers.
And Caroline.
Yes.
Hey, my clematis lived. Okay.
Okay.
It's thriving.
Hey, and then we have a live question about roses from Alexander. Transplanting a rose, should I take the whole plant, root ball, or will grafting be more successful?
Well, that depends. I mean, grafting can be certainly cool, but that takes a little bit of expertise, a little bit. I mean, honestly, I would just dig it up and move it. I mean,
but can't feel too good about doing that right now, particularly if the rose is pushing out. There's a lot of opportunities for things to go wrong because it could inadvertently become bare rooted, and this is not the time of the year where most things are at their best for transplanting. We just came out of that season. It's called winter. And when you start doing things while they're actively growing, you get them in your mind. You have peonies or whatever, and you're because that you see them coming up, and I meant to put that. You need to just write some kind of a better note. This is not the time of year to be doing that if you want to have the greatest assurity of success.
Tell Alexa to remind you.
Yeah, take a little pause. And another rose question. Easy and fragrant rose to plant.
Easy.
You closed your eyes and smelled the air. I think you know what you're going to say.
I think Caroline knows.
Do I?
Yeah.
What are you going to say, Caroline?
I wasn't going to say anything. I was looking at you.
Yours. What do you have?
Carefree Wonder?
Yeah.
It's in the name.
It's in the name, right? It tells you. But is there truth in advertising in that name? Is it actually carefree?
Well, I wouldn't think of that one as a fragrant rose. I mean, all roses have a smell, but that one's not like knock you down, like amazing. So that's why it didn't come to my mind. Now, yes, it is an easy rose to grow, and it has a scent of a rose, but it's not super fragrant.
Does it make you skip as you go down the sidewalk? I mean,
it makes me fall down because it's so beautiful.
It's not exactly carefree then. You have to be careful, watch your step. Because
very careful.
You're distracted by it.
Should be called Knockout Wonder, but that is I've talked about it all the time, and I know Miriam knows, but that rose it beats all other roses.
Well, we can talk a little bit about that for a second. The Carefree Wonder Rose it's on its own rootstock, okay? So it has not been grafted. So what this means is if you plant it and the wintertime comes and it's nasty out there and it doesn't want to come back from the sticks, it'll come back from the root system. And when it comes back from the root system, it will still be true to type. It will still be a Carefree Wonder. A lot of times what happens, y'all have seen this, if you have, say, hybrid teas or floribundas that are grafted, if they die back from the top and they come back from the rootstock, It's going to be a different rose altogether. It's going to be
Yep.
like this dusky kind of red color, and it's not great. So if you buy any roses on its own rootstock, then you know that it's going to come back true to type no matter what. So there you go.
It's such
you
a
could
good
look for
one.
that.
And that's a big deal right there because and a lot of people are intrigued by what may come down from the rootstock, as it were, but it's not what you bought.
No, it's not.
It's, in a matter of fact, it's probably just some very
Happened to you.
random looking.
Once in a while, I get lucky and they're gorgeous, but
Well, sometimes.
once
Typically, they're where if you're buying, say, a monthly rose, if whatever comes down from below the graft, from the rootstock, it's just going to be a one-time bloomer, and it may not be anything more than just a flat bloom, more likely than not. Hey, it doesn't really matter what kind of flowers or if flowers are even part of the equation, Josh. It could be trees, shrubs. It could be vegetable plants. Now, there's flowers on vegetables that may not be that showy, but what you get is the production that they give you. And you get the best production on no matter what you're planting when you use Earth Mix garden products.
That's true.
And Earth Mix garden products are 100% organic. They're been developed right here in Nashville, Tennessee. And wherever you find them, you are assured that you're dealing with a company that is a professional soil planting, growing company, a company that really knows what they're doing, because that's the purpose of Earth Mix garden products, is to give the highest level of production and to give you the very best growing conditions with the least amount of effort. So, we like to say success begins at the ground level when you use Earth Mix garden products. And one thing is for certain, it's available all over the area.
Yep.
Go to earthmix.net and click on the Find Earth Mix tab. And once you're there, you're going to see a map that has all of the pins all over the Middle Tennessee, Kentucky. We're in
west of the Mississippi.
Yes,
North Alabama.
North Alabama. And so you can check that out on your own when you go over to the site. We don't have the map up on the screen right now, but
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah. But
There it is.
there we go.
Boom.
So there it is. And you can see all those right there. And so check it out at earthmix.net. And if you want to, you can either put your address in for turn-by-turn directions to the nearest location, or you can scroll down to the bottom of the page and go by state or location. So there's a lot of different ways you can search that information, or you can just click on any one of the tabs and it'll tell you who that is and where they are. And just remember this: success in gardening begins at the ground level. When you use Earth Mix garden products, 100% organic. There are no artificial ingredients of any kind. Endo and ectomycorrhiza fungi, humic acid, elemental sulfur. Other than that, it's all organic materials that are locally sourced. Check it out. Only available at the finest garden centers and sellers of plant material, Earth Mix. Check it out.
Yep, absolutely. I'm buying some today.
Ooh.
I'm getting garden.
All right.
I'm getting supernatural. And I'm going to get some outdoor.
You're getting a little bit of everything,
Great,
Josh.
great choice.
yes.
Get you some indoor while you're at it.
I got a bag going. I'm stocked up. Okay, I'm stocked up.
Ready to go.
Got my earthworm castings also. Baragra. Got
I
that
still
on
have
hand.
some. Yeah. It's nice to just have that on hand because I use it outside and inside.
You just
Absolutely.
never know.
You never know. You don't.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're starting a project, you can just walk out and get it.
Yeah.
Speaking of projects,
Projects.
there's eyes looking at things all around town.
Oh.
What's in bloom with Austin?
Good morning. Things are blooming. Lots of things are blooming. Okay, let's start. Let's start with Amsonia with an A. What do y'all know about Amsonia besides it blooms blue?
It's Bridget's favorite perennial,
Bridge.
flowering perennial.
Love you. The fall color is fantastic on fern-like foliage, if you will. It's just, I love Amsonia. Y'all really need some of that.
I think we have a photo of it.
Yeah, do we?
We do.
Okay. Well, throw it up there, Tyler.
Give me another moment. I'm
All right, we'll
sorry.
give you a moment.
But
We'll
we
talk
do
for a
have
while,
that.
I promise.
Dianthus, the ground cover is blooming right now, looking great. Hey, our state flower, our iris, still going off. Bleeding
baby.
heart is beautiful.
It's bleeding.
So cute. It's bleeding, yes. Cat mint's looking good in between me and David right now. I can't barely see him because it's blooming purple so much. Looks fantastic. Hey, deciduous azaleas. Caroline, I think you gave us a picture of that, right?
Yep.
We need to throw that up at some point too.
I'm getting it.
Hey, Shirley Hood, my friend Shirley out there in Clarksville, you sent me a picture of your azalea that's like 30 years old.
Oh, you showed me that.
It's like 8 foot tall in money this year. Shirley, great job. Come out and see us today. Hey, regular azaleas really showing off. Rhododendron showing off as well. Gosh, rhododendrons are great. Hey, your laurels. We don't think about laurels blooming very much, but they do. And they're blooming right now. They actually smell really good.
I don't like how they smell.
I know.
Not at all.
Well, it's
Not at
okay.
all.
Okay.
Austin,
Yes.
photos.
All right, do it.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh.
Deciduous azalea on the left, dianthus in the middle, and Amsonia on the right, all from Caroline's yard.
Yep.
Wow.
Those are all mine.
Caroline,
my
good
little
work.
walk yesterday when I got home from work. I was so excited when I saw my azaleas. I was actually out walking with my husband, and I saw my azaleas were blooming, and the noise I made, he was like, "You sounded like Mrs. Doubtfire."
That's what I imagine.
Yes. As you should.
Now, he has no interest in, no.
No, not really. He'll be like, "Wow, that's very pretty." He does appreciate it, but yeah, he's like, "Cool,
Was
something
that
blooming."
Was that the one, Carolyn, that took like a while to bloom too?
No,
Her husband?
that he took a while to bloom. No, the one you're talking about actually has never bloomed for me.
Oh,
That's the one
okay.
I was talking about last week. It's leafed out now. It never bloomed.
Well,
Weird.
enjoy
Strange.
the one you got.
Because
it's fantastic.
I have 5 of those.
Nice.
I love them.
Well, that's beautiful. And we still have some here that are looking good too. Okay, and Wiggles. I said Wiggles.
Wiggles.
It's
I did.
Whitegella.
I like Wiggles.
Whitegella. What about that plant? Old school, backbone, been around forever. That is blooming right now, up and
Oh,
down
yeah.
every single stem, just like long chains of pink and white. It's fantastic. Josh, your wisteria is still going, buddy.
Yep.
What a year for wisteria. Hey, some trees. I know black cherry's still pretty right now. Yeah, black cherry. What do you know? Dogwood still going. Quonset cherry still going. Gosh, Quonset cherries have been great this year.
Except for
Polonia.
Josh's.
Well,
Is that mine?
well,
Sorry,
it happens. Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
Your Empress tree, the Polonia, is still going. Hey, y'all, I saw a locust this morning blooming. Locusts don't always bloom every year, so like it's fun to see that.
That's
I've only
exciting.
seen one. It was in the woods, and it was like, hey, that's a locust.
Maybe
It's
we're
blooming.
going to avoid locust winter this year.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, American Fringe Tree just started. Okay, now it's at different stages. Some of yours are blooming, some of them aren't. It's funny how that works, but that's a beautiful plant. Everyone needs an American Fringe Tree. And then, hey, a nasty one, the bush honeysuckle, y'all.
Yeah, that was
Covering it up
gross.
this
Yeah,
year.
you're right.
yeah.
Gross, but they are really showing off right now. All your viburnums, like I talked about last week, great, just fantastic. Just Chinese viburnum. Oh my god,
You love it.
It's so good. I took a picture of it this morning. I meant to send it to Tyler. I didn't. Bottle brush buckeye is still going, and then let's talk about the goat. Let's talk about the goat of an understory small compound leaf tree, y'all. The red buckeye.
Ask us
wow.
and you shall receive.
Oh my! Look at that.
There it is.
I took a horrible picture with my shadow in
I
the
think
in the set.
it is great. It looks like the tree's growing out of your head. It's like a headdress.
Yo, that
You're like
tree.
a little showgirl right there.
There you go, Austin. I zoomed in on it.
Oh, look at it. Y'all, that tree was given to me at like 4.5 feet tall. It is now standing about 8 feet tall.
Wow.
I
You know
remember.
what?
I
Yeah.
see the buds up there on top. It hasn't opened up yet, has it?
Oh, it's open. Yeah, it's just it's blooming. It's not like fully full, but y'all, what a good little plant. Okay, and it's the goat because it does everything at once, which is amazing to me. All of the buds swell so thick every spring, and whenever it cracks all at once. So you get this flush of about 2 to 3 weeks of growth, and then that's it for the season, y'all. That's all you're gonna get, but it's slow growing. It's just there. It can handle shade. It blooms consistently every spring. The red buckeye tree is a fantastic plant to have in the yard. I think everyone needs one. It's the goat. There you
I don't
go.
have one.
What's
I
in
guess
bloom?
I need
It's the goat.
one.
Yeah, you need one. We got some. Do we? Do we have some?
I can't. I can't buy that. I have a stash of plants that I'm getting today. I can't add anything else to it.
Look, red buckeyes ain't all that bad. They're not all that expensive. Just add it to the list. Just add it to the list. They're not that bad.
Okay, maybe.
They're beautiful, y'all.
We'll see.
Red buckeyes are beautiful.
On my break, I'll take a walk and see what's back there,
All right, I'll show them to
and
you.
then I'll make up my mind whether or not I want to get it. Hey, we got a live question about roses. So back around to roses.
Man.
Kim says, I have 2 climbing roses that are always beautiful in the spring, but then turn ugly with the leaves being eaten. What is the best way to keep the leaves healthy? Confession, I'm not good with roses. If you're in Middle Tennessee, no one is good with roses, but a select few.
Well,
I'd
unless
say.
you're just very diligent. I mean, that's the thing with roses. If you really want to keep them clean, y'all, you're going to see sawfly larvae, which is a tiny little greenish, almost clear worm that's on the back sides of the leaves of roses every year. Literally 2 to 3 generations of this insect per season. Okay, so if you really want to keep roses clean, unfortunately, you have to spray insecticide. Okay, I'm just saying it. It's just part of it. If you don't want to do that, then expect some damage because it's going to happen. And not just the insects, but also black spot. Black spot is a fungal disease that gets on roses specifically, and you're going to see that here. Okay, we're fungusy, we're wet. That's how it is. So just get ready for that unless you want to spray. We can get you on a spray regimen, but you're going to have to do it.
Everyone who has wonderful looking roses
Sprays.
are really working in it.
Yes, they are.
I mean, it's not a gardening endeavor for for someone who really is looking to have low maintenance. They're intensive, and it's very worthwhile for those who enjoy that whole process. But you need to invest in a good sprayer, and you need to be committed to a schedule. Otherwise, you're not going to have good roses.
No,
It
exactly.
doesn't take long though. Once you get your system set up and you get
Well,
your tools,
like
you're
my
gonna
dad would say, it doesn't take really that long at all to spray 500 of them, but
Yeah.
to spray 5, it'll
work you to death.
because it's almost the same amount of time in preparation. I mean, it's about mixing the chemicals and all that stuff. So that's a mild exaggeration because you don't need a big tank sprayer to have success in roses, but you will have to have a pump up sprayer, and you should have something that's just for that purpose. Do not mix herbicides and insecticides or fungicides in the same. So take a Sharpie and mark the intended roses only. Do not don't mix it because you will do major damage.
We don't want that.
Nope.
And Kim has a second question. Is it normal for oak leaf hydrangeas to have dead branches among the bush? It seems I have to cut ones off every year, but the bush is healthy. That happens with my oak leaf hydrangea.
Oh, very, very common for that to happen.
For a long time.
Yeah, and that's a number of plants. But oak leaves, for sure, they'll have big dead sticks in them, and then they'll leaf out lower than the dead. So, yeah, just clean it up every year. But that's just part of it.
And
That's just gardening.
They are a hollow-stemmed plant as well, so they have this natural necrotic tendency where the stems want to die back, particularly if you've pruned it at all and it gets moisture down in there. So, not to worry.
No.
It's just a thing.
Good thing is oak leaves are growing machines.
They are. I love mine. Yeah. I just cut those branches off and it just keeps on going.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of that plant. Hey, we got an email from Bryce saying, I stumbled on your podcast and YouTube channel last year and was quickly hooked. I love the local advice on what to grow and when to grow it. We have a yard filled with fun plants and trees we bought from Bates and always seem to find more. One area you want to fill is a fairly shady spot, begging for a pretty shrub that will come to the top of a low fence. When I was shopping on your website for some shade-loving plants, I noticed a lot of the rhododendrons are beautiful but have a no warranty disclaimer. As I shopped, I noticed a number of other plants that say no warranty, like ground cover roses, lavender, camellia, loropetalum, etc. When you list a plant as having no warranty, what should I be worried about? Is this plant that is prone to die in the hands of a semi-neglectful gardener like me? This is actually a great question.
It is a good question.
It is a good question. And, we warranty pretty much 98% of our plants, but there are a few, and it's those ones that, yes, not going to lie, people have a little bit more issues with, okay? We just talked about roses. They take a lot more work. We don't warranty roses because of the problems that they can have. Can you grow roses successfully here? Most definitely, but it is going to take a little bit of work. So camellias are the same way. We can get down into 0 degrees, and sometimes camellia doesn't wake up after that, okay? It's part of it. So can you try these plants and be good with them? Yes. I grow camellia at my house. I mean, there was no warranty when I bought them either.
Nope.
But I'm still trying them because I do love a good camellia.
And rhodies are hard, folks.
Yeah,
They can be.
You got to get them in the right spot, in the right happy place.
But there are people who no, I've got to have them. And
of course,
and that's why we carry those things, because we really work at trying to have this selection of plants that you probably won't find anywhere else.
Yeah, but
unfortunately, not all of them are easy enough to take care of, or that we can stand behind the whole variety of things that can work against them. So, we'll do everything we can to educate you, to help you know what you need to get to have success. But there are some that are especially challenging, and if you don't have that diligence, and frankly, things don't break your way, they might not make it. So.
And it might not even be you. It might be a neighbor. You could be having a party, or somebody comes along and steps on something and doesn't tell you about it.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of things that. The yard guy. I mean, you know how yard guys are.
Oh yeah.
But yes, but we do try to put it right out there so that and it'll say on the receipt and on the tag and everywhere on the website that this is not a warranted item. So that's the reason for that.
That's not to say you shouldn't try that roadie there, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Sounds like a perfect spot to me.
That's what some of those non-warranty plants are some of the best if they take and they do what you want them to do. I mean, that's the thing. If you're growing a rhododendron where it needs to be and it's in full bloom this time of year, like there's nothing better. Camellias the same way. If they're blooming in the fall, blooming in the spring, doesn't matter. If you get them growing and they're happy and healthy, like good work, and you're gonna love them.
You are gonna love them.
And like David said, the key is that we're gonna tell you how to get them in the right spot the first time. Like that's what we want to do. So if you want to try them, certainly try them. But no, we need to do some things.
Well, it's just too easy for someone to buy a rhodie and say, "Yeah, I've got this spot on my house that'll just be beautiful." Well,
right out in the front yard,
but it's on the west side of the house,
exactly,
and they can't handle that much sun. So there's just all manner of mistakes that can be made that we can't cover.
That's right.
Those mistakes.
Yeah. I've grown all of those and lost at least half of them.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's better than me.
Half's not that bad.
And
no
my
regrets?
2 rhododendron I have are sitting.
Or regret.
Y'all, I planted these in 2017. I planted 5. I lost 3. I have 2. And they have not grown at all.
Well, they're slow.
But they're sitting. They're alive. The leaves are green. They have bloomed once.
Okay.
Once.
Well, hey, take it and run with it.
I will. Hey, we got a live question from William. I think I cut my Fire Chief arborvitae back too much. Will new growth come out of the bare wood parts?
Ooh, bare wood. Maybe. Well, hey, we kind of have to just wait and see. I mean, arborvitae is starting to flush a little bit this time, but most things are starting, y'all. So if we're not seeing anything yet, like, well, hold on, let's be a little bit. You did cut it back severely, so it might take a little bit longer than most for it to start flushing. But I would assume if it's healthy down below, it might still flush up top, but give it some time.
You generally, for conifers of all types, you don't want to cut them back beyond where there's still green foliage, needles on there. If you do, you're really testing the waters on how much. There are even established trees like a hemlock or something like that. If you cut it back hard, it can take them 3 years before they push out new growth again off of that non-foliated hard stem. So you have patience. It's not dead, but it's not going to come back out the way that you perhaps had hoped it would. A broadleaf or deciduous plant, very forgiving.
Yes.
And you can cut those back and they'll just push right back out. Conifers are a different deal.
Definitely.
Feed it.
Yes, they are.
Feed it.
Yeah.
Feed it something.
Yeah. Time for food this spring.
Feed it something. And then Sherry is asking, can I transplant a lavender plant? It is in a lace that will get too much water.
Place.
Place. I was like, what could that be?
Place.
A place that will get too much water.
Yes, let's move it then, because the one thing lavender hates is too much water.
Yeah, that's definitely
So like David said earlier, we're not trying to transplant things this time of year because they're actively growing and moving. We should have already done that, but that's okay. But it's not going to do well if you leave it in that spot. So
it's going to die.
Yes, you need to move it.
No, we don't want that. No death for lavender. I love lavender. And then we are looking for a shrub for a hedge. We have deer. Is laurel the best option?
Laurel's a fine option for a hedge.
You don't sound excited about that.
It's laurel. We have a lot of them. I mean, there's nothing wrong with laurel, honestly. I mean, it can do totally fine here.
What about a juniper hedge? Deer don't really mess with that.
No, that's a good point. Like, yeah, deer are awful creatures when it comes to plants.
But they're beautiful, majestic.
No, they're not.
Things that
No.
run into your car in the middle of the night.
I hate deer.
What you hope is that your neighbors have something more tasty than you have. So.
That's that.
Exactly. Yews, yews, they're poisonous to a lot of creatures. So, like, you could use yews as a hedge. That might work if you like a needle-like plant. Deer don't mess with boxwood too much. Now, boxwood's a slow hedge, so it'll be a minute. But there's options for this. But like Caroline said, juniper is a pretty good plant, especially for our zone, and also for deer to not mess with.
I know Ben Trest, one of our amazing landscape specialists here, has a lot of deer problems, and he has a ton of juniper now because they do not mess with that plant.
Yeah, they typically don't.
Plant some gray owl. It's a great variety.
Gray owl juniper.
And it's a beautiful color, great texture. You know, it's a
growing
big.
machine.
Oh my gosh!
I wonder where Ben got those.
I do wonder where he got those.
I'm going to guess he probably got them at work.
Yeah.
And he works here at Bates Nursery and Garden Center, where we've. This is actually our 93rd year of business. Wow. My grandmother started it way back in the day, back in 1932. And we built the garden center 50 years ago this year. So, and we've been very fortunate to be in a spot where we're in this great Nashville area, and there's a lot of avid gardeners, and we really try to do all the things we can to help educate and inform and provide great choices for the gardeners of Middle Tennessee. And we're really happy to be able to do that. I mean, we have additionally made a lot of effort in the last few years to bring our facilities up. The great thing about being in business a long time is that a lot of people know about you, but everything kind of gets old.
Yes, it does.
Including this guy. Anyway, so we've completely repaved everything. We've expanded our parking. We've gotten new and more shopping carts. We have covered shopping under over much of the area, all the annuals, perennials, all that, and the shade plants, all the way to the checkout, all undercover. So, if you happen to be coming out and it's sprinkling rain, and it's not going to bother you that much. You don't even have to be out in it. So, come out and see us. No matter what you're looking for, we, chances are, have that thing, and perhaps, and most likely, a whole number of things that you didn't even know existed.
That's
because,
right.
As Austin was saying earlier, we had 9 trucks yesterday, and we really keep bringing it in. So whatever you're seeing here, we bring in the best plants from wherever they are, and that could be from just about anywhere, from here in Tennessee to the West Coast. The Pacific
tropical stuff.
That's Caroline's world. And so all those things, we encourage you to come check us out. Then you can begin checking us out by going to our website, batesnursery.com. And all of our inventory is searchable right there, and it's updated in real time. So if you see it on there and we're open for business, then that number can change. If you checked it right now, if you're seeing this live, the number is probably pretty good because we're not selling anything until we open. That's the way that works. So so check it out over at batesnursery.com. And while you're there, I write a weekly newsletter. It's called In the Garden with Bates Nursery, and we're talking about a garden love story this week, and tomato love, of course, is what a lot of people are all about this time of year. So check that out. We've got a selection second to none, and I mean anywhere, as far as numbers of varieties, the quality of the plants, be it vegetable or flowering, perennial, annual, it doesn't matter. You got to come see us, Bates Nursery and Garden Center, where we are conveniently located 1 mile north of Briley Parkway at exit 19 on Whites Creek Pike, and that's just minutes from Rivergate, Opry Mills, Nashville West, downtown Nashville, and it doesn't matter where you're coming from. And we have folks drive great distances to come see us at this time of year in particular. It is worth the drive from anywhere. So check us out. You can see us out on the web. And we appreciate you supporting us all these many years. It's a privilege for us to get to see so many people who are smiling as they walk in and hopefully as they walk out, because we really get to deal with some of the greatest folks around. So thank you for all your support all these years. Bates Nursery and Garden Center, beautifying Nashville since 1932. And we tried to be on this show representative of the kind of information and attention you'll get with whomever you run into. And one thing we do ask, we get inundated this time of year, so there's not enough of us to go. I mean, even with the 50-something employees here, we get outnumbered. So we do the very best we can. If you can extend us a little bit of patience, a little bit of grace, we will get you an answer. So thank you for your support and for keeping this dream of my grandmother's alive after all these years. So thanks.
Absolutely.
It's going to be fun today.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what's in room with Caroline.
Let's talk about fun, because there's fun all in this room. We'll start at the ground in front of the cameras. I feel like this has been a very popular plant this season. I've heard radio calls about it. People are looking for it. Y'all, it's the Peggy Martin rose.
Oh, Peggy.
Look at that. This is actually a nice full little rose that we got it at a great price. I was helping a guest who actually watches the show. I'm so sorry. Your name has escaped my brain. Pick out one yesterday while I was doing the green room. So I was over there picking this out, and I got to talk to a special someone while she got her Peggy Martin rose. I love it, and I was eyeing it, and I was like, maybe I need one of these. I don't need any more roses. I've got plenty on my hands. And then we'll go ahead and move to the table. We brought some salvia in. Now everything that is on the table in front of us just came in on a rack on one of those 5 million trucks we got in yesterday that we just talked about. So I took all of this stuff fresh right off the truck, basically. And this is Sky Blue Marvel Salvia. So it's this purple that you see right in front of Austin. Austin, show that off.
Yeah.
Be a Vanna. Be a Vanna. And then next to it is a little plant that I haven't had the best of luck with, but it's very cute, and I'm probably going to try it again. It's Geum. What do you know about that?
Not much.
Not much.
I've never grown it. No.
It's very compact with its foliage, and then these these buds come up with the flowers and are usually of very warm colors, like reds, yellows, and oranges. Really a great looking plant, and I'm going to give it a try again. I just have so many that sometimes I forget about things I have planted. And then we've got blanket flower right behind, this yellow kind of sunflower looking flower, and this is Mesa Peach. It doesn't look very peach in the on the monitor. It looks a little more yellow, but
that thing's yellow.
It's
yellow. That's yellow.
It's pretty yellow.
I'm a big fan of this
maybe
plant.
there are yellow peaches somewhere that we don't know about.
That's right. That could be. Mine does great. It comes up, it flowers, it reseeds a little bit. I get them all over my fire pit bed, and I really, really like it. And then we've talked about dianthus this morning. So this hot pink plant, this is Vivid Bright Light Dianthus. I love dianthus. That picture you saw of my bath's pink a little while ago, a little earlier in the broadcast. It just fills out a spot. It's really, really dense, so it competes with weeds. I don't really have any weeds that come up in my dianthus, and then this time of year, it's just flush with beautiful, beautiful blooms.
These are from Monrovia, too.
These are from Monrovia. Healthy looking thing that I just grabbed, again, right off that rack. And then we're going to go ahead and move behind us in the corners. We've already talked about this. It was actually one of your feature plants, one of your goat plants a few weeks back. We've got the dappled willow. Look at this little tree form. I'm going to move to the side.
Y'all.
Oh, there we go.
White foliage, really?
You can't handle it.
I can't. That is so beautiful.
He closed his eyes, thought about it. Wow.
I love it.
He has to put the sunglasses on when he's looking at it.
He does. Yeah, he just stands there with those sunnies on looking at the dappled willow section.
Yep.
And we do have a great selection of dappled willow. We got them standard tree form. We have little shrubs. We have big shrubs. Come on out if you are watching this and you like it. We do have a lot. And then we had to bring in this clematis.
No. Classy.
Wow.
Nice duck, Caroline.
It is very classy. Mine is all budded up. I'm not moving from Team Crossvine to Team Clematis, but I am appreciating clematis more now that I finally planted one in the right spot, and it is growing, and it has not died, and it is growing. It's a growing machine right now, and it's all budded up, and I can't
the clematis.
There you go for your carport, right there, buddy.
The clematis like sunny tops and shady roots. So if you can get them in behind something else where the soil is shaded, they tend to do better.
Yeah, that is true. And then under the TV, Austin's favorite. We got Northwind switchgrass.
The goat.
Oh, I'm gonna act
Look
like the
at that
wind.
coverage.
This is what it looks like when the wind blows.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
wow.
It is so good.
I have a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get to our feature plant, I do want to say when we did the green room today, we realized that the back part of the studio area is very Austin. Classic. Very clean.
And then the front.
And then the front part's very Caroline. Just chaotic, a lot of colors.
Colors
just,
everywhere.
Oh, wow, look at that. I need that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Eclectic and popping.
Very much you back there, me up here, me to the
right.
front. And then let's talk about our feature plant. This is one of my favorite plants that I have growing. I actually planted it more this year because I love it so much. It's Walker's Low Catmint. So what we have in studio right now, it looks great, but it does look a little leggy. Like if you were kind of coming out here, you'd be like, okay, so it grows a little wild. It really doesn't. Mine is like a perfect mounding little shrub. I wish I sent Tyler a picture. I'll get a picture next week, but it's so clean, amazing, beautiful. Mine is blooming, and as soon as those blooms are just about done, I'm going to cut them all off, get it shaped back, get it tight again. So I will get at least 2 more bloom cycles from this plant because I do keep pruning mine back.
Yep.
But this is a great perennial to add to your beds. It's great for pollinators, super easy to grow, and a little secret, we have it in our 4-inch pots that are very affordable. That's what I always start with, and next year it will be huge. Actually, it'll grow a lot this season, but next year it will really be a stunner. And you'll be like, I can't believe I paid under $4 for that plant.
Yes, seriously. Tried and true perennial, just easy as pie.
Are they all purple?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
there's a white one. It's not catmint, but it's calamint. And I have not tried that, but it looks like catmint, but it's a white blooming plant. One that I have not yet tried, but
Joyce
hopefully
Walker's
will
Low
soon.
is a
Joyce.
goat.
Go. Yes, Joyce.
Joyce, I saw you yesterday.
Joyce, Joyce came out to get some autumn ferns, and we have some photos from Joyce. Tyler, are you ready to get some photos up?
Still getting there, Caroline.
Still getting there. All right. Well,
Get a question or two in.
Let's go ahead and get to some questions. Speaking of Joyce, we have a question from Joyce. Joyce
Joyce.
says, I planted several Agastaki 2 years ago. Shouldn't they be up right now? I can't remember when they emerged before. Was our fall, winter too wet? Mine is up. I've got the Blue Fortune, which Bridget will tell you is the one that outperforms all others here. And that's the only one I've been able to actually keep alive.
Yeah. Well, Agastache too is kind of like, it does kind of like it on the drier side, Joyce. So if it did stay wet and it's not up yet, I don't think it's coming up.
Oh, Joyce.
I hate to say it.
That means you have to come out here and get some Blue Fortune, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'll be back today.
Yeah. And then Linda says, last fall, I cut back my angel trumpet to about 6 inches. When can I expect new growth? So you were talking about Brugmansia, one of my favorite plants to grow. They are very late if you were here in Middle Tennessee to start emerging. They're a tropical, so they're very, very warm weather. They're a little marginal, but mine does come back year after year. So sometimes I don't see new growth on mine until about May, which seems late, but give it some time. I bet it will come up for you. Unfortunately, like if our growing season starts a little bit later, if it's colder, sometimes I don't get blooms on mine. So if I want mine to be blooming and just look glorious, a lot of times I'll just plant a new one or a different one. I keep my little grove going, but I'll put another one that's already started in the ground.
Hey, a little fun fact about Brugmansia is if you don't, because it's not like Caroline's saying, it's not like a tried and true perennial here. Sometimes it doesn't come back at all. Sometimes it does come back, but doesn't give you a great bloom because it needs a long time for that to happen. What you can do is every fall, before we get into, our frost or whatever, take cuttings of that plant, store the cuttings. You can literally take wood like that thick, y'all, and stick them in the dirt next spring. Roots and grows. Like you can do it's one of the easiest cuttings to take.
Just need to remember which side is up.
There you go. yeah.
Down.
Use your
That's
Sharpie,
right.
draw an arrow on it.
Actually, back in the day, we had some deciduous plants that we were potting up, and we got down there and realized that the guys that were planting them couldn't tell that these crepe myrtles, that they were planting the tops in the soil and their roots were sticking up. And fortunately they had only done like 50 of them, so we had to reverse that process. So yes, just remember, maybe you need to put a directional arrow on it or something that this side up.
This side up. And then Mikey says, will my Hugo pine, maybe
Mugo.
Mugo, unless there is a Hugo that I don't know about, survive after a deer ate all the candles off of it. Still has green needles on it. I'm guessing it was a juvenile deer since deer are not supposed to eat pines.
Hopefully it didn't take every bit of the candlestick. I mean, the candlestick can elongate, 6-8 inches or so, before it cracks in the spring. So hopefully it didn't eat all of it, because it will still, flush. And pines are flushing right now. So hopefully you'll see some new growth. If you don't see new growth, it's probably just going to sit with its last year needles, which is not fun, because we love to see a new growth, happen from pines. But stick with it. I'm assuming it'll still push some needles lower.
They're fairly bulletproof.
Was it Hugo Pine in Star Trek? Or
No,
what?
Hugo is the name of my Mugo.
Hugo the Mugo, that's right.
Hugo the Mugo.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Murray is asking, where can I send a picture of a plant I'm looking to identify? You can send it to us at gardeninginsideout@gmail.com. That's where you can send that photo along with any photos you want us to take a look at, show you on the show, problem spots, proud spots, what have you. Speaking of photos, Tyler, is it time?
Yeah.
Do it, Tyler.
All right.
All right.
Let's send it.
Here we go. Boom.
He's ready.
All right. So this comes from Joyce.
Hey, Joyce.
Let's see, Joyce, where did I put this? You're talking about your woodland bed. She said she actually sent this
Very
email
nice.
probably on her way to Bates yesterday, because she talks about how she's on her way to get some autumn brilliant ferns. So
Autumn ferns are spectacular.
Gosh, they look good. That's going to be really pretty as it ages. Oh, look at that. That's just going to fill and be great.
yeah, that's absolutely stunning, Joyce.
I love that.
Beautiful, beautiful planting.
How does she feel about gnomes? Because gnomes would do real well there.
Throw a
Joyce,
few
let us
gnomes in
know
there.
how you feel about those gnomes.
Uh-huh.
All right, Tyler, what's next?
I guess we got Pam's Cobra spruce.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, Pam.
Is that Cobra? That might be a different one that's flushing out.
I
right
know
now.
Pam got a Cobra, but I think Pam got Cobra this past year, and she says she's had this for
Gorgeous.
a couple years. But
This is a different one.
This is a different one.
Oh, look how funky that is. Y'all,
Yeah,
the
Pam,
spruces
this
this
is
time of year,
amazing.
there's nothing better. That two-tone look on a spruce is fantastic.
It's so good. I will say my Cobra spruce is like flushing more than it ever has, and it looks like Pam's is doing the same thing. It's just like mine is covered. I am so excited.
It's beautiful.
Spruces are the best.
Good job,
And
Pam.
Another one from Pam.
Oh yeah, so Pam and I had talked about this planter, and she's saying the tidy gardener hung it up
Aw.
in her greenhouse. So this, I believe it's the Snow Queen pothos. She wasn't sure what it is. That's like really, really white, a little more white than the Marble Queen. And it's just hanging out there. Look at that beautiful, beautiful
That
planter.
is
Look
beautiful.
at the floor in the greenhouse, man. That's nice.
Josh is
dude.
like, whoa.
That is nice.
And then do you have Corey's photos?
I have a couple of Corey's right now. I'm still kind of getting those up.
Okay. Do you want to put some up
Sure.
while I read this? So
Yeah.
Corey actually sent some photos towards the end of the show last week. And I was like, wow, these are stunning. We will get them up this week. So they sent a couple more, but they say, as promised, a few photos from last weekend. We had our family Easter lunch a week early, so everyone would get to see our mini plants at their peak. My mom's place is technically in Tullahoma. Oh, there it is. These photos are just absolutely stunning. They say this is a true nature sanctuary. They live in Sylvan Park, and they are the 4th generation of shoppers coming out to Bates Nursery
Is the
and
maple
Garden
in a
Center.
pot?
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like there's a maple in a container.
They sent quite a few photos, and I remember opening the email at the end of the show last week, and I was just like, wow, like absolutely stunning.
I
So
am.
How cool is that, too? 4th generation shoppers at Bates. Like, that's pretty cool.
I actually met yesterday. Speaking of that, we had some shoppers that I was helping, and it was 3 generations, and it was like a little newborn. It was a couple months old, and she was like, "This is her very first trip out to Bates. She's,
Oh,
that
is
she's
so
our new
awesome.
shopper. We've got 3 generations, and we're so happy to introduce her to the nursery, and can't wait for her to keep shopping here."
That's awesome.
So
And they
love
watch the
that.
show.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Very nice.
Good.
Beautiful. All right, let's get to a couple more questions just to wrap it up. Trying to get back.
Caroline,
to
I've got one other cute addition.
is it you?
And it's
Throw
from
up the cute.
It's from Renee Bates.
Oh.
Renee.
And she's sharing this this
Renee, this is so cute.
little duck surprise, which she said, my friend John Sawyer thought it was a good Easter weekend story. The mallard mom laid eggs and raised the ducklings in this planter. The vet said she'd probably like corn and bird seed. Checked with the Tennessee Wildlife Association on her habitat and water needs. They headed on to another habitat the morning after the second photo. It's in Green
That
Hills
is-
area. Isn't that adorable?
As
Perfect
if-
little Easter photo.
As if violas weren't cute enough, you throw a duck in the mix. And a duck's babies. Really? Like, you're killing us with cute, Renee.
Yeah, Renee,
I love
thank
it.
you for sending that. That was absolutely
Super cute.
adorable. Colin did send us an email that says, "Hey y'all, so
Hey, Col.
this is no mow or low mow trend that is going around. I'm all for naturalizing spaces for our six-legged pals, but is there actually a seed mix, plant mix that you can scatter that will give you a low mow lawn? Is it real or is it just a fad? Clover or creeping thyme? Others, is it walkable? Is it real? Is it possible in an HOA controlled community?"
No.
That does not specify what is being grown, but the lawn cannot exceed 8 inches. Is it possible?
Oh, that's tricky. 8 inches is short.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty
That is
short.
short.
I
for-
would be putting zoysia out if I was
Yeah.
really trying to do a low or no mow because it's never going to get 8 inches. That's the good news.
Yeah,
But it's I don't know that it's going to give you that. It's not a native grass or anything like that. And it goes completely dormant in the winter, so it's completely brown.
Yes.
yeah, and I would
That's
assume.
pretty when it's
beautiful.
weed-free
I love it.
zoysia lawn. Oh man, it's
Oh
gorgeous.
yeah, that's great.
But there again, if you want to keep it weed free, that means you got to spray herbicides. So that gets you back into that loop that you're trying to get out of. So, need to give some thought to that and decide well. I like the concept of no low mow, but I've never seen it executed with perfection. It
pretty
looks-
tricky.
Yeah, it is. I did leave a little area until May one year, and there were so many little critters. It was cute. I let it all stay up, but I do wait a while to start mowing.
Absolutely.
But I don't have an HOA.
Well, hey, Renee said thanks for the coverage of the art festival out there at Warner Park. It's going to be going on. So
Very
you
good.
can
Yep.
Get out there. and
Till
go.
5 o'clock today and noon to 4 tomorrow at the Warner Nature Center. So
Yep.
check that out. A lot of fine art from really fine artists.
Yep. And folks, come out here to the nursery today.
Yep,
And
we're going to be here.
They're going to be there.
Should come see us.
And everything's going to be great and glorious. We'll see you next Saturday morning for another edition of Gardening Inside Out right here from Bates Nursery and the Green Room Studios. See you then.